Hello and welcome to FTB Creations, where I'm going to be showing you all the wonderful things that I've made in Feed the Beast. So today in episode 1 I'm going to be showing you this recycling machine. Okay then, let's get into showing you how it works and what it actually does. Right. Okay then, basically, simply put, this machine will turn any unwanted items that you have into useful things through the use of scrap boxes. And scrap boxes are, I'm not going to really go into detail, but basically you can just create random items by right clicking with them. And there you go, see I got some dirt. Anyway, let's now go into how this actually works then. As you can see, I've now started up the machine and put some stone in the input chest. This stone is then drawn out and whizzes through the pipes. Whizzes is an epic word, but yeah. It goes into each recycler, and the recyclers produce the scrap, and the scrap is then drawn out with these redstone engines and ends up in this lovely amalgamation of iron pipes, which then end up in this chest here, and that chest is then linked to this automatic crafting table. Then when enough scrap ends up in this chest, it gets turned into a scrap box, and scrap boxes end up in this chest here, which is the output. So you can also have an ender chest at the other end, which will draw items from anything that's put into this ender chest. And yep, let's now go into what this thing can actually be used for. The main uses for this machine are when you have a lot of excess items that you really just don't need and you want to get rid of. So for example, when you have a quarry running and you want to just get rid of all the cobblestone that you don't need in it, you can set this thing up to you can set the cobblestone to automatically go into this ender chest and then automatically get converted into scrap. You can also use it to just get rid of anything that you have in your inventory. Just dump it in here and it'll get turned into scrap. And yeah, this is also, scrap boxes are quite good for accumulating. If you have a lot of scrap, you can accumulate a lot of valuable resources. You don't get seriously large amounts of it, but from useless items you actually produce useful things, which is in the long run quite useful. Okay then, I'm now going to talk to you a bit about how much power it uses. This machine actually does use quite a lot of power. In total, when every single recycler is being used, and including the engines as well, it will use 436 EU per tick, which is actually quite substantial. So you will need a very good power source to actually keep this running all the time, although it's not actually meant to be run all the time. Each recycler on its own will use 42 EU per tick. So if you want to add more or less recyclers to it, you can, and you can calculate how much EU it will use from that. The engines, which are pretty much constantly running, use 16 EU per tick when they're combined, which is quite a lot, so you don't really want to leave them running when you're not using it, so you might want to work out a way to turn them off when you're not using it. Okay, then that wraps up this little video about the recycler. I'm gonna give you a little bit more information then in a second. So yeah, that'll do. Rightio then. I'm going to put the world download for this in the description, so you can have this machine if you want. For informational purposes, I'm using the Mindcrack Feed the Beast mod pack. And if you want to, you can use this in anything that you like, as long as if you include it in a video you give some credit to me. Okay then, that wraps it all up. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.